So today I want to show you how to install water supply shutoff valves on stub-outs. So these are copper stub-outs that were installed. They're attached to PEX tubing in the wall when we renovated this bathroom. So I just want to go over this really quick with you. This is a flange that goes over the copper tubing that gives it a nice finished look when you're complete. Behind that you see the hold-out mechanism for the PEX tubing to make sure it's a rigid pipe in the wall so it doesn't move around. So this bracket sticks out from the wall quite a bit once you install the drywall. So we had to get a deep flange in order to be able to make sure this was completely covered. So per the manufacturer's specifications on these water supply shutoffs, you're supposed to make sure that there is 3/4 of an inch from the wall, or in this case the flange, to where you insert this, to make sure enough copper tubing is inserted into this water supply shutoff valve. Now I'm installing these shutoff valves that are just push on. These are a lot easier to install than the copper tubing shutoff valves. You just have to make sure they go on fully in order to make sure they're seated properly. So I'm going to make sure this is taken care of real quick. Cut off these labels here. Sometimes these labels like to break other than right around the valve. So cutting them off, make sure that they'll break evenly. Alright, so this is a little pipe tube cutter that I'll make sure that I go on. I've got a little mark here from the wall, 3/4 of an inch out. I'm going to go a little beyond that just to be sure that there's enough space. So you tighten it down, turn this, make sure you've got a bucket handy underneath if you've had water pressure in the house. Also make sure your water valve is, your water main is turned off so you don't get a shower. So what I'm doing is I'm just going around cutting the copper tubing, tightening it as I go, and this blade is eating into the copper to cut it off. And I like to make sure I don't tighten it down too much, so that way it's a nice flush pipe at the end when I'm done. It's almost there. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to take this off real quick. I'm going to take some sanding cloth, make sure this is completely clean. These copper stub-outs had stickers on them from the store. So I just want to make sure all that residue is off, and also make sure that this isn't burred on the inside. Okay, put the flange on. And take your shutoff valve, make sure this is closed before you put it on. And just push it on to install. There we go. Nice, easy installation. Gives it a really clean look with the flange and the push-on valve. You can certainly do that with a copper solder-on valve, but I find this is fairly easy to do, and you don't have to worry about your soldering skills if you're not well versed in that. All right, thanks for watching.